In this video, Python, we are going to discuss about tuple in Python. So first, let us understand what is tuple. It is a collection of values on an ordered sequence of values. It is similar to a list, but in tuple, the values cannot be modified or immutable. They are read-only. We are not supposed to make any changes. Even we are not supposed to delete the values in a tuple. Elements in the tuple enclosed in parentheses and separated by comma sign. The syntax of tuple is tuple name equals to bracket, then the value 1 comma value 2 comma, then the dot 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 value n, and then you have to close the bracket. Example is here, tup equals to bracket 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40 comma 50. You will see that it is same as similar to the list, only these signs are different. Now this is the example that how we are going to declare a tuple. Now we move to different types of declaration of tuple and initialization. First one we talk about, that is a tuple declaring empty tuple. tup1 is the name of the tuple and equals to 2 bracket without any value. This is an empty tuple. We can use it to store the information. Next is a method to initialize tuple with the values. These are the string now second one is method 2, initialize tuple with the values. If you want to store the numbers, then tup2 equals to 1 2 3 4 15, like these type of values with the comma sign. These are our numbers. These are our integer value that we store. If you want to store strings, then in that case tup3 equals to bracket single quotes or double quotes mon Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like this, that we are going to store the string. Means these are the numbers, these are the string. If we want to store characters, tup4 equals to bracket single quotes a, then comma, then e, then I, then o, u, like this we can store, and these are single character that is going to be stored in a tuple. If you want to store a mixed value, in this case also we can store the mixed value that we've done in the list case also. tup4 equals to bracket double quotes couple comma integer value 13, then comma, then double quotes class 9 double quotes close comma 40, again the integer value. Integers without quotes and string is always going to be enough. Now the comes how we are going to display. Same as we display the list, we can display the tuple also. If we declare a tuple with the numbers and we want to display the output like this, then we have to just write down print bracket tup2 and we close the bracket. When we execute this line, it will show me the output like this. If there is a string has been there, then we are going to declare the string like this and bracket double quotes mango, apple, grapes, oranges, and bracket close, and when we print tup, it is going to give me the output like this. I'm going to show you practically also that how these things are going to work. First line, this is my empty tuple, tup1 equals to 1 2 3 4 5 6 5. If I want to add more, we can add more values. If you want to store string, this is double quotes hello is a single word, then put a comma sign, then welcome, then comma, then do, then Python. If you want to store characters, you can store characters also. I declare one more, this is going to store characters. If I want to store mixed value, so here it is, I declare one more, and this is going to store all the mixed values. Now comes that how we are going to display. If I want to display these values, then I'm going to write down print. I'm going to start with the second one, tup1, because first one is an empty. Then this is going to display me the first one, 2. This is going to be 3 and 4. So whenever I execute this, it's going to show me the output here. Here it is. It's going to show me all the 4 answers. Even if I want to display the first one also, if you say what happened to the first one, I can write down the first one also. First one is empty, then the numbers, then string, then characters, and then the mixed value. Now we discuss how to create and initialize the tuple with the help of tuple constructor. Syntax is tuple name equals to tuple bracket sequence or string, whatever you want, and close the bracket. First example, tup1 equals to tuple. This will create an empty tuple for me. If I want to store characters, there are two methods. One is tup4 equals to tuple, then two brackets and single quotes a, then comma, then e, then I, then o, then u. This is one method and it will display me the same output. And one is that I write down tup4 equals to tuple, bracket, double quotes a, e, I, o, u, double quotes is convert that to word that is in a double quotes in each character separately inside the tuple and create like this. This method or this method will give you the same output. Then the third one, if you want to store the numbers, same way, tup2 equals to tuple 2 brackets 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It will declare the tuple with numbers. And if you want to store the mixed information, tup4 equals to tuple 2 brackets, then the word, then comma, then the value, then again word, then the value, close two brackets, and then when you display it will give you the output like this. I'm going to show you that practically also. If I want to declare a empty, then tuple and then two brackets. If I want to store the numbers, tup1 equals to tuple, then two brackets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I want to store words, then tup2 tuple, tup2 equals to tuple, two brackets, double quotes hello, then comma, then welcome, then comma, then double quotes to, then comma, Python, then double quotes close. If I want to store characters, this is the first method. Two brackets, single quotes a, then b, then c, then d, then e, mixed information. And if I want to store again the characters with the second method, tup5 equals to tuple, then bracket, then single quotes or double quotes computer. It will convert that into a character separate, c, o, m, p, u, t, r separately. Now if you want to display these all the tuples, here are the lines. When I execute these lines, here it is, this one is empty, then second one is numbers, third is a string, fourth is a characters, then mixed information, and last one, this one is again going to be the same way, separate characters, c, o, m, p, u, t, e, r. So you can use this method or you can work on this one, both are same. Now how the user is going to enter the values in a tuple at runtime. So there are two methods that we can enter the numbers at runtime. First method, we can use eval function to enter the values and it automatically convert that variable to a tuple. Means no equals to eval bracket input, enter the number, and when we enter the number like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it automatically convert that to a tuple. I'm going to show you that also. tup1 equals to eval input, enter the number, and I write down print tup1. When I execute this line, it will ask me the numbers. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I press enter. It automatically convert that to a tuple by using this eval. This is the first method. Now we move to the second one. For that we are going to declare one empty tuple. Then we start our loop from 1 to 5. It is according to our requirement. If we need 5 values, then we run that loop to 5. If we need 10, then we execute that loop up to 10. But this time I need only 1 to 5 values. So I start my while loop from 1 to 5. And inside that I write down the line that is no equals to int input, enter the number. This variable is going to accept the values from me like this, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and this line tup1 is a tuple empty is equals to tup1 plus no comma. That means the value, whatever value inside that, it is going to be join or concat with tup1 and going to store inside the, and this line x equals to x plus 1 is going to execute this loop 5 times. When I display this line tup1, it display me the tuple. Here it is as shown. So I'm going to show you that practically also. I've already written that program. Here it is. Here's the lines. If you go through that, first line is the empty line, then I start my loop x 1 to 5, I change that to 10. This line is going to accept the values 10 times and is going to store inside that NO, and I transfer that value to the tuple. This is the line that going to add those number inside the tuple, and this x plus 1 is going to execute this x 10 times. So I'm going to execute this line. It will ask me 10 times the numbers: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Here it is. It will generate the tuple for me. It accepts the numbers from me, and then this is my tuple. By using this line, this output is generated. Now let us understand that how to access tuple elements. The concept is same that we have done in the list. So these are the numbers in a tuple: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and here is a diagram. Same, these are the positive numbers, these are the negative numbers. Indexing number: positive start from 0 to 7, negative start from -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -8. Reading negative from right to left and positive from left to right. So let us understand the concept first. So these are the how to access all the tuples. Operations are indexing, slicing, repetition, concatenation, and membership testing. We already done this thing in list also. So same concept is applied in the tuple also that we have done in the list. You know what is the meaning of indexing, slicing, repetition, concatenation, membership testing. So we will discuss one by one each of them. So first we start from the indexing. You know that what is the meaning of indexing? Indexing means these are the indexing, these are positive and negative indexing, and we are going to access these values on the basis of these index number. So I've given you the example also that we are going to access the number 60 and number 20 from this list. 20 using negative number and 60 using positive number. Access this 60 with the positive number. You know that what is the positive indexing of 60 is 5. The negative is going to be -7. So when we write down these two lines, we will access these numbers that is given here. So I'm going to show you that also. These are the numbers. This is the first one. Then I need to access the value at the fourth place, means fourth index value, and positive. The positive is going to be here, and what is that number is 50. So we start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will display the 50 by writing this line, that is NO of 4. And if we need to display a negative value, this 30 that is sitting here, positive number is 2 and the negative value is -6. So NO of -6 is going to display me the value. So these are the numbers. I'm going to show you practically also that how it is going to work. Here is the line. I have written print NO without any index value. So if I need to display the value, that is 60. The number is, index number start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've got to put 5 here. I'm going to execute this line. Here it is, 60 is going to display. If I need to display, that is value 20. If we go for a positive value to 0, 1, but I want to display from the negative value to -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what I'm going to write down, -7, and when I execute this line, 20 is going to display. Next thing, that is slicing. You know what is the meaning of slicing? It is used for particular range or a sequence that we are going to slice from the tuple. We have done in a list also by using a syntax. This is the same syntax as the list: start, stop, and steps. Start is going to be the starting value, stop we are going to stop that, and step is going to, by default it jump 1, but if we can change that steps also 2 or 3, so it will make a jump of 2. First, then second is going to be left, then the third. Slicing, again I'm use the same example. The numbers are here. You know that indexing of positive and negative. This is the output: 60, 70, 80. 60, 70, 80. If I want to display these 60, 70, 80 with the help of negative value, so -3 colon nothing means starting and end. We use print NO of -3. -3 is going to be the starting value, and colon, then end. End is going to be the last one. If nothing is going to be written, it means it moved to the last value, that is 60, then 70, then 80. This is the case of negative. Now in the case of positive, if I want to display 20, 30 and 40 in a positive, that means range start from 1, then 2, then 3. So 1 colon 4. 4 means it will -1 and start from 1, then go 2 and then 3. I have already written here. I'm going to show you. Here it is. I make a changes. Now I'm going to write down 2:6. That means it moves to fifth position. That 2 is 0, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4 and 5. I'm going to execute that. 30, 40, 50 and 60. 30, 40, 50 and 60. If I write down colon minus 4, 10, 20, 30, 40. That means 10, 20, 30, 40. I have given the last value minus 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. Means it starts from minus 4 to the last one. Minus 1, then minus 2, then minus 3, minus 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means it's going to display me 10, 20, 30 and 40. Now let's get back. This is our slicing. I have moved to the concatenation. You know that the sign is plus is been used. I have declared two tuple here, T1 and T2. 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3. It's done in the same way as we have done in a case of listing. T1 equals to T1 plus T2. That means add these three number and join it with the 10, 20, 30 and overwrite the value of T1. Now in this case what we have done, this T1 is going to store T1 plus T2. That means 10, 20, 30, then join 1, 2, 3. And when we print, it will display me 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3. These values are going to be concatenated. Next petition, that we are going to repeat the numbers by using the sign of star. So if we want, these are the numbers 1 and 2 in a tuple and we want to display them, we write down TUP1 multiplied by 3. It means these numbers are going to be repeated 3 times. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It will display us like the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That is a work of star sign when multiply with the tuple. Next is going to be membership testing. There are two, in operator and not in. Exist, not exist. Means in operator 10, 20, 30, 40. 30 is in a tuple. If yes, then it displays the answer is true. Otherwise, if 30 is not going to be exist inside this, automatically it will display the answer that is false. Now not in, if 50 exists in this list, it will show us the answer that is false. But if 50 is not exist in this list, it display me the answer that is true. Not in. 50 not in tuple 1. In this list 50 not exist. That is correct. So it will display me the answer that is true. Now we know that these functions. Now we move to tuple functions. First function you already know, len. It is used to return the length of a tuple. Count total number of element in a tuple. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when we write down len of tup, so it will display me the output that is 9. That is a work of this function length. We already use in many programs of the list also. The same work has been done in the tuple also. Next is count. List count and this count is going to be same. What is the work of this? That it will count how many times that particular value is going to occurs in a tuple. So if we need to search that 2 inside this list, it will count it and display the number of times that 2 are inside that tuple. The 2 is going to be 1, 2, 3 and 4. It will display me the output that is count. When we write down tup dot count bracket 2, it count that 2 inside that tuple and going to display me the answer that is going to be 4. Search the tuple for specified value and return the position of where it is found. Means in this list there are 2 is here, 1 is here, 1, 2 is here, then next is here, next is here. Now if I write down tup dot index 2, so it will give me the answer that is 1. This is 0, this is 1. Means first time that particular number is being searched, the index value is given and it is going to be returned back and it is going to be printed on a screen. So it is not going to be searched to the second one. It is stop at the first and then we can change the position also. You know that we have done in an index list also, and you can put the comma sign and you put the position. From there it is going to start the searching and display me the next position of 2 also. Now here is the example. This is my tuple and there are some of the numbers. So I have write down no dot index 20. So when I execute this line, it will give me the answer that is 1, that is 0 1, first index value. Now if I want to skip the first 20 and want to start searching from this side or from 30, so I put the comma sign and write down the value, and when I search it, it will give me the next answer that is going to be 3. 0 1 2 3 means skip these two values and start it searching of index from this 30, and it found that position is going to be this and return back that 3 here. So now you understand the concept of index. Now let us move to the next, and next is any. It returns true if tuple is having at least one item. If the tuple is empty, it returns false. Means if there are numbers are there, any value item is going to be inside the tuple, it will display me the answer that is true. Otherwise any is going to display me the answer that is false. I'm going to show you that also. If these are the numbers inside the NO, if I write down any bracket NO, it will display me the answer that is true. If I erase all the numbers inside the list, these numbers are going to be erased, and when I execute this line, it will display me the answer that is false. That means these numbers are empty, there is nothing is there, so it is going to show me the answer that is false. That is a work of the any. Sorted, it is used for sort the elements in a tuple. If we put some numbers inside tuple and we want to sort them, so we have to write down sorted bracket tup then bracket close. It will display me the answer sorted numbers if I use this sorted. Next, minimum and maximum is going to work in the same way. It will return me the maximum value from the tuple and min is going to return me the minimum value from the tuple. That means 1 is going to be displayed and 25 is going to be displayed. 25 is the highest and the 1 is the lowest. The last point is how to display the tuple elements using a loop. So we are going to display both the cases, how we are going to display in a for loop and how we are going to display in a while loop. It is the same method that used for the list also. For x in range 0 comma len of tup bracket close colon print tup of x. It will display me 1 2 3 4 5 as I given the output also, and the same in the case of the while also. Only the one thing that we have to declare x equals to 0 at the top, then we start our while loop. X is less than length of tup close colon print tup of x, and x equals to x plus 1. That means move the index value. Starting value is going to from the 0, and in this case also starting value is from the 0. Less than means less than 1 means 1 2 3 it is 9, but it works up to 8 in the both the cases. So this is the method of display. I'm going to show you practically also that how it is going to done. I put some number, I start the range from 0 to length of NO and NO of X. If I'm going to execute this line, 10, 20, 30, 20, 50, 60, 20, 80. The numbers are stored inside the tuple are going to display in this way. If you are horizontally, then you have to put the comma sign and equals to. If you want to put the comma sign, put the comma also. It will display me the answer with the comma.